right. Welcome to another episode of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee each and every time. I wish it was powered by White Castle, but maybe someday, right? Gotta have those sliders. Oh, you betcha, I love those damn things. Hello there, Brandon, all the way from Aussie. We love you. Yes, we do. Thanks for coming on in, guys. Yeah, I see this little thing is zooming in and out. I hate that. I don't know why it just can't stay in a fixed position, but whatever. You get what you pay for. Anyways, I hope everybody has had themselves a good day. I had, let's see, what was it? It was in the high 80s today here. And yes, and speaking of hotter than high 80s, Satan has joined the chat and done that. I did go get my cataract evaluation today. I have been scheduled for 9/11. Yes, I get to go September 11th and get this done, and I'll be out. I'll be out of commission from work for about probably slightly over a week. It'll be like maybe 9 days. Yeah, 9 days before I go back. So that should hopefully heal things up a little bit. And hopefully we won't have to deal with nonsense like this for, I don't know, 10 to 15 years is my guess. That's the price you pay when you get old. I mean, I know that I'm a young pup to some people still, but, it is what it is. And so September, mid-September to early October is going to be a very busy time for Psycho. Not only, like I said, with the cataract removal, and then about 3 weeks later, almost, the fun colonoscopy. But whatever, I'd rather get it out of the way, and then hopefully that's going to be it for the rest of the year. I pray to God. I'm still trying to look for another thing, another job. We shall see. I'm tired. I'm very tired. Yes, and you are right, but not exactly. You're close. You are, and you're right though. Gunn did do the song "Race with the Devil" in 1969. You are absolutely right on that. And but that's not the version we're playing. So, oh boy. I want to thank everybody for coming up yesterday on panel, and of course in the chat. We had a really interesting damn show, didn't we? We try around this place. We really, really do. I like to, even like I said, there's a lot of winners and a lot of losers, a lot of hits and a few clunkers, but that's how this show is run. Everybody learns something at the end of the day. This is why we do this show, to educate and entertain the small masses we have here in the Psycho Platter universe. That's right. I will explain very shortly. The only safe place agents steal is to race with the devil. Yes. Once again, I know that he's got part of it right. Yes, he does. And and that's great. Sometimes some of you guys are just like, shit, I'm just going to watch and see what the hell he's getting at. I'll give you a hint. One's from the 70s, two are from the mid-80s. That's your hint on that. But let's do what I call a get up and go palate cleanser, if you will. I tripped on this track last night when I was going around. Sometimes I'll just explore some avenues on YouTube, okay? And I don't really know too much about this jazz fusion funk, if you will. But what attracted me to this track, and I'm going to introduce this to you guys. Yes, tripping. Not balls tripping, just tripping. Is that it's from early 1991, from a very short-lived band, if you will, called the Mark Varney Project. If you people know what I'm talking about, good for you. I'm learning about this myself. But on that second album, there's a guest on most of that album. In fact, I want to say 5 or 6 tracks. Remember we talked about Sean Lane before, right? Sean Lane, to me, very underrated guitarist who unfortunately died way too young. In my opinion, you may come up when it's the end of the world. See what I did? I know that's an old joke. Hey, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in forever. Glad to see you here. I'm from freezing up. That's beautiful. That's fantastic. I don't know. Fred, how are you? Brr. Maybe I wouldn't mind freezing up a little bit, as far as for weather-wise is concerned. At least the ceiling fan makes things livable. All right, Mark, how you doing? How you doing? I heard you got some videos from Project Gemini coming out this week. Is that right? Please let me know in the comments. Yes, Elliot Snooze. So with the palette cleanser that we've got, I don't know who's laughing and why, but so we get here, like I said, Mark Varney Project, 1991, and it's Sean Lane and Brett Gazzard. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. But it's called Hey T-Bone. Let's see if you like this or not. Yeah, Mark, unfortunately, that's true. It's my kid. That's a Stones album, Gurr. That's right. That I didn't know. I really didn't. But then again, I don't have too many Judas Priest CDs. I don't. I want more, but I just haven't found. Yeah, yes, that's right. Fun cover. Toby-Wan Kenobi is using the Kitty Force. Yeah, if Toby-Wan Kenobi would show up. I don't know. She ate earlier. Very good. Thank you. We always like hearing from you. Always. Like I said, just tripped on this last night. Sean Lane, very underrated. He's in the mix here. See, this is fun. I actually like this. Yes, please do. I like the Dixie Dregs. I haven't played them in a very long time. Laser X. Nothing wrong with that either, though. I've heard of Elliot. He seems nice. Who knows? Hi, Randy. That's right. Mark Varney project with Sean Lane. Sean Lane, as I brought up before, got started 14 years old, Black Oak, Arkansas in 1978. And after he left in 82, just had he did a lot of work. He had a studio in Memphis in the 90s. I know that much of the story because, in a way, just for a short, brief time period, like a song or two, he reunites with the mid 90s Black Oak lineup. Fred Randall. Mark saying, all right, hope things are well. Mr. C's rocking at the hardware store. That's right. Fonzie, you can't fight racism. Richie, by the way, Hank Aaron's coming into the store later. Anyways, I hope everybody, like I said, is having themselves a great day. I don't know. I just get tired. I'm always tired. That's right. It's Richard. He's here. Richard is here. Excuse me. Anyways. Okay, I did. Just checking. So yeah. I mean, basically, I want to thank everybody for watching and for subbing. I'm trying to think. There was another piece of music news. I can't remember now. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm an idiot. Hang on a minute. I'm going to set this up for everybody. We talked yesterday about the Cowsills, okay, and the Cocaine Drain album that I guess is getting released in September, courtesy of Omnivore Recordings. Okay, let's see if I can find a setup with this. Maybe? Okay, let's take a look. I need to see the playlist here. That's it. That's what I want. Which I really dug this track. I tripped on this about 2 days ago. And like I said, this was originally an album that was supposed to come out in 1978. And it was released in 2008, if I remember right, from courtesy of Bob Cowsill's Acetate. But I think I'm led to believe that the master tapes have showed up. So I thought we would go off and we would play the song that is getting premiered from this. A big question: is your love alive? All right, recorded in 1978. It's All the Cowsills But Bill. Is Your Love Alive off the Cocaine Drain album. I think I'm going to end up having to get that CD because I really do dig the Cowsills. I do. I mean, even though they did the good stuff like We Can Fly and Rainy Day Park and other things in Indian Lake, I mean, they were pretty versatile in that little genre of theirs. Um, I want to say that this might have been recorded for Sire Records. I could be wrong on that. Back in '78. Now, shortly before they started recording that album, though, they guested, I think, on several tracks of a Harry Chapin album. Yeah, yeah, Harry Chapin and the Cowsills back then. It happened. That's all there is to it. Yeah, so basically, um, that. Listen, I never watched. I mean, I've seen clips of Led Zeppelin for the Kennedy Honors, and it says, how about the news of Kiss getting the Kennedy Honors Award? I personally don't understand the whole thing. I'm not knocking it or accepting it, but if it goes the way that they're wanting it to, basically, Kiss fans, you will get to see all four original members at least on stage again. At least one more time since the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony, if you will. So yes, Richard is going to sing rock and roll all night and party every day. You're eventually going to be famous, Richard, like Wesley Willis. I've heard that name. I don't know why. Oh, I know who you're talking, Chris. He hasn't shown up yet. Maybe a Creative Records fell on him. Ooh. True story. Okay, this was between 10 and 20 years ago. I remember reading a story. I want to say it was, I don't know if it was in the US or the UK. There was a record collector, and he had a 2 or 3 story house, and it had over 250,000 albums in it. And it collapsed on him, and he died. Seriously, like the second floor, it went, and that was the end of the collector. I'm like, yikes. I'm telling you, thank God I'm not like that. I just jeez, I love music, but I mean, if I'm going to go, for quantity, I hate to say this, but that would probably be CDs. And even then, I only have maybe, I don't know, a couple hundred, maybe. I'll say about between 2 and 250 on the CD angle. Richard, you should try for American Idol. Oh boy. I thought Kiss was sold to Disney. Why not? Everything else, ha ha. Kiss, we'll get you too. Ha ha ha. And then we'll get you also. Richard sings like no other. You mean he performs the whole Gene Clark solo album? I love Gene Clark, but I don't know if I could deal with that. I don't like people pretending to be me, and I'm not here to defend myself. I'm confused. So this isn't the real Richard? I'm so confused now. No other, yes. They were sold to Pop House, an entertainment company in Sweden. They also own ABBA. See, then they can go off and put a mashup. And it would be, I Was Made for Loving You, Dancing Queen. That's scary right there. That's not even the real. I'm so confused. Jim, glad to greetings from Amtrak. Yes, how you doing? How you doing? You know what? I'm getting all confused here. Bugger off, fake Richard. Yes, Gene Clark, no other. And I'll tell you, that's the one thing about the record store that I go to sell my records to or buy some from time to time. The dude always has on something quite interesting on the turntable playing, and he had an original, no other. And I was like, this is beautiful. And I do believe that. Eventually, I got to get a copy of that. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get an original. I'll sell for a reissue, but I really want to get that album. Okay. So, all right. Well, last night, the fake profile music, pretend I didn't know who Bobby Woodline. Okay, I don't know anymore. I give up on all this. I do. So let's get to the explanation of this title, shall we? The only safe place Agent Steele is to race with the devil. Now I know you're fake because they're real. The real Richard had no idea who Bobby Whitlock is. Okay, I whatever. All right, the only safe place. Now, even though some of these say $4.99, I really only had to pay half price, so it was $2.49. Not too bad. You have it on compact disc. See, that's cool. I'll even settle for that. Now, if you don't know what this is, that's perfectly fine. But I hope I'm going to get the band name right on this. Abater. It's not what you think. But the album from from August of 1986, The Only Safe Place. All right. Here's the front. Here's the back. Okay. So on Combat Records, what we got here is basically your band photos mixed with lyrics. Okay. And then your Combat label, which is going to look like that. I like Graham Parsons too. Yes, I do, Chris. And anyways, who came out of the Bader? I guess if you're a huge fan, would that make you a master bit? Never mind. Mike Towers, who was ex-Heretic and would go on to be in Ashes to Ashes. Danny Oliverio, I'm pronouncing that right, who would be in Angry as Art, and Mel Sanchez in the band Evil Dead. I present to you, my camera's a little fuzzy today, to you, Bring On the Damned. Yes. All right. So I present to you, they do a cover, like I said, of The Ripper, and that is what we're going to play. Let's see how their version is compared to Judas Priest, Is This Thing Real? From 1986, Agent Steele with their cover of Judas Priest, The Ripper. Judas Priest, Is That Thing Real? He is, like I said, Neil Vinyl. I know of at least 10 people that want one of their shirts, including me. He's at 112. I'd rather tell a story of how I made out with my friend's wife again than the Beatle Brad thing. Oh, geez, not that one again. The Russian's wife. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to have a GoFundMe for Richard to have his first experience. I ain't talking no Jimi Hendrix experience. I'm talking about his first experience. And remember, this one I heard earlier in the week. Always check, if there's an apple, there's always a banana. I'm like, oh my God. Richard's a stud. Holy cow. I've never ever heard of making out with my friend's wife's story. I can't wait till the day I'm blessed with that nugget. I know that. I said the Russian's wife. Did you not hear me? Q-tips are in HBA, Richard. Go get some. Anyways. But here's the question. When you were making out with the Russian's wife, was he a mad Russian? You know, one of my favorite drinks is the Black Russians and the White Russians. Yum yum. I haven't had one of those in a long time. Anywho, what do you mean you have an ear infection? How the hell are you going to be able to from the Russian's wife or an ear infection? You're supposed to be singing in 2 days. You better get that cleared up, my friend, or you're not going to be singing very good with an ear infection. That's because he filmed it. That's why. You didn't see it, but he had a hidden camera. You know what? I'm putting myself to sleep here too. So there. And if that's the case, if I'm helping you go to sleep, then you actually owe me for letting you be able to count sheep. So kindly thumbs up, like and subscribe. And if you care to donate, because we with the money all stays in the show, cheap coffee, cheap records, and helping to offset the StreamYard monthly fee so that you people, I said you people, can continue to have the enjoyment. I enjoy doing these therapy sessions for you guys because you guys love them too. It's a win-win. You were born half asleep, Elliot. You'll be fine. Teach your cat to be play. Oh, Paul, teach your cat to play basketball so he can be Toby Bryant. Oh my God! Now I'm dying.
My cat's not into white girls. So.
What was that?
Nothing.
I can't tell you what he said. That's funny. Does that also mean that I need to make a cardboard plane to put Toby Bryant in so that when... Never mind. No, he saw it. He told her... Oh my God. No, your spelling is atrocious, Richard. No, he saw it. He told her put tongue in it. Okay, so hold on a minute. Now I'm getting even more. I shouldn't even be. I'm morbidly curious on this. I don't know why. So you're telling me when you made out with the Russian's wife, and the Russian said, "Richard, make out with wifey. I go off make video." So the Russian's wife stuck her tongue in your ear, and you're telling me because she stuck her tongue in your ear that you got an ear infection from that? What does that say for A, the Russian's wife, and B, you? Somebody got an infection somewhere. Pass the infection. Yes. Dung. To put her dung in it. Oh, gross. That's even worse than the tongue. At least it's not Gene Simmons' tongue. Give Richard a link. Look, I'd like to. I put up a couple links, and he's saying he's resting his voice for Friday. I would like to hear the story. I will put up the link. I have no problem with that because now I kind of want him to do this, and that's perfectly fine. I'm trying to get him up here, and while he's trying to get up there, then, ladies and gentlemen, which you'll just tuned in, you probably missed maybe some of it. Loser, you missed the story of Richard getting lucky with some guy's wife. Well, maybe he'll mention it in a minute, but let's finish the rest of the title. That'll give him some time to come up here. Paul has 3 or 4. I know. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Chairman of the Board. Maybe he'll go up and tell the story again now that he has a link. I know. We'll see. So, November 1977, Black Oak, Arkansas. Yeah, I snuck a Daily Dandy in on you bastards because that's what this is. This is a cover of, yes, Guns' Race with the Devil off of the album Race with the Devil on Capricorn Records, right? So, looks like this. You know what? You can watch this with me too, Chris. We're gonna play Race with the Devil, guys. I think that's what Chris did for a time as a Race with the Devil too, didn't you, sir? That's not an insult, but we all race with the devil at one point or another. November 1977, Black Oak, Arkansas, Race with the Devil, a cover of the Gun classic. Jim Dandy was the only original member on that recording, but you had James Soybean Henderson, who was there since 75. And then you had several members of Grey Ghost, who was with Ruby Starr in the mid to late 70s. And they joined pretty much in Jim Dandy's band and turned into that for a little while anyway, Capricorn Records. So, yes, we have, yes, he was a great front man. Honest to God, and he's still around. And the last album he did was Devil's Jukebox, which I'm sitting here and I'm going, It was a cover album at 23. Now, Richard has made out with more Russian women than all of us combined. Jim Dandy was cool. Gene Vincent did a song called Race with the Devil, but this is a different song. Yes, that's right. I can't believe that's true, Randy, but it totally is. Now.
Jim Dandy too.
All right. Here's Chris disappeared. Storytime theater. All right, Richard.
I mean, it's basically the same. It's basically the same story I've told over and over again.
Listen, people want to hear it. Set it up nicely and salaciously, okay?
What?
Set it up. Set it up with all the details. That's what we're getting
All
at.
right.
I don't know what happened, Chris, but here you are.
Oh,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
I faded out.
You figured it out.
It's
So
better.
it was New Year's. It was almost midnight, and I'm just going around joking around. I'm just going around joking around, feeling sorry for myself. I said, "Oh, how many shots of vodka?" I didn't drink any vodka, but the one thing you gotta understand about these two people are is they're drunk. They're drunk. You gotta understand that they're drunks. They drink like hard every single day, so they're alcoholics. You gotta understand that. So I never take anything with them too seriously.
I have a question. My question is, how did you manage to get over? I'm assuming you said it was a next door neighbor, correctly?
What?
You said that was a next door neighbor, correct?
No, it's one of my friends from the bar.
How did you get out of your mama's grasp for this?
Because despite what people think, my mother isn't with me 24 hours a day.
I just was asking. Continue story, please.
No, I go to this bar all the time. I hang out at this bar, My mother doesn't stay. This is my bar I go to. I hung out. So it's about almost 12 o'clock, and I'm just going around kind of joking, pretending like I'm feeling bad for myself. I said, "Oh, another New Year's goes by. I don't have anybody to kiss at midnight." I was just making jokes. So then, I don't even know how the shit started. The Russian guy, and I was talking to the Russian guy and his wife, and I can't even remember how we got started on this, and then he just starts saying, "Go ahead, you want to kiss her? Go ahead, kid." I'm like, dude, and I'm feeling all weird about this. I'm like, dude, that's your wife. I'm not gonna kiss your wife in front of you. Like, that's really weird to me. That you want me to do that in front of you? He's just like, go ahead, do it. I'm like. And I'm like asking her, "Is this okay with you?" She's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And I'm like,
whatever, she says, whatever.
And I'm like, this does not feel right to me. This feels strange, but that's just fine. I just did it just to get them off my back. I said, okay. So I kissed her, and then he tells her, put tongue in it. And I'm like,
did you see fireworks or stars?
And I'm like, you're telling your wife not only to kiss me and make out with me, but put tongue in it.
Wifey, put tongue in Richard.
Richard.
No hidden camera. I know, right?
No, there was no camera.
There's a lot of things that didn't feel right, but I did it. Famous quote.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's basically what happened. I was talking to him about it afterwards. I'm like, I felt strange and weird about that, but
that's it.
Yeah, with nobody else.
It didn't go
like alone. I'm maybe by myself.
I was afraid he was going to say that to beat me up because the guy could kill me if he wanted. I was afraid he was going to say that and then beat me up because the guy could kill me if he wanted to. Oh God! Don't start with AGK, please. Please don't start with that guy.
Richard has a great laugh.
Oh God! Anybody but AGK.
I you know what? I don't have an issue with AGK, but he does give off a very weird vibe.
Oh, I do.
That's funny coming from me, by the way, considering I probably give off a weird vibe. But that's because I'm crazy.
Oh, I do. I have issues with him.
I like I said, I don't really know the dude's back. I know a little bit of the background. I don't know a lot, and maybe it's best that way. AGK is a weirdo.
Yeah. Well, everybody's a bit of a weirdo, but he takes it to a different level.
You know, I mean, I know that. Is he still photographer that he was
Yeah.
doing. Only two shows I noticed that HEK will get on is Rachel's Ghost 2 and Sir James Ono. See, I haven't been on Sir James's in a few months. I can't even remember the last time I was on there.
I never heard of him.
Oh, you sure you did? He was Rachel's original right wingman, whatever before.
That must have been before I got on here.
What the hell was his name that replaced James Ono, Sinatra, Lenny White?
Whack.
Oh, another memorable character. Anyway, so the thing is, I know I'm being snarky. So, but that's who the original one was. You see, that's how you got the puzzle time and the and the other stuff. You know, whatever. I'm not knocking. I kind of sometimes I'm not saying I miss puzzle time, but I sometimes miss the old Rachel the Music Ma'am shows because they were a little bit more.
It was good. It was actually
they
good.
Were better. They were better way back then.
It was actually a decent show back then.
Dave, I know who it is. I'm being a smart ass a little. I'm just kidding. So, yeah, why don't you get your ass up here if you got time? So,
get the chairman up here.
Yeah, the chairman of the board. Give me just a little more time. But so that was it, huh?
Yeah.
Why are you in the dark again, Richard? What's going on?
Because, oh god, I felt like there was a joke coming there.
No, I did that joke with Melody when the power went out.
No, the lighting in here sucks.
No, unfortunately, Jay. No, it was "Race with the Devil," Black Oak, Arkansas version of the original song from Gun. That's who. Favorite Dave. Two good places for him, Dave.
Believe it or not, there's actually a light on in here, but it's just signed show little light.
So you don't have like a beer sign, you know, a you know how when you go into a bar they've got the neon beer sign.
I would love to have a neon beer. I would love to have a neon beer sign.
Or the XXX stripper thing that flashes from time to time, and you know, for light. I could see you having one of those in your room.
No, I don't have. No, I don't have.
No, I could see you having one of those, and they'd be like, Richard, what the hell do you have in this room? What is this XXX stripper club neon sign?
No, don't have either of those.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I have to get all serious for a second. Okay, as a comic in all seriousness, no. Rest in peace. Last week, to one of the oldest gentlemen's clubs in Fayetteville, Arkansas, Bottoms Up. Yeah, you heard me right. That was the name. I never went there, but I have heard so many war stories about Bottoms Up. Let me just put it to you this way.
Oh, God, are you talking? Hold up. Are you talking about Bottoms Up in Pittsburgh?
Richard, you're interrupting my fucking story. What did I tell you about that? Richard, you're fired. You're fired, Richard. Okay, now, as I was saying, Bottoms Up in Fayetteville, Arkansas. You need some Q-tips or at least something to clean the ears out, okay? So, this is how desperate that adult gentleman's club was. They would hire pregnant strippers. You heard me right.
For people with fetishes?
And strippers with stretch marks. Now I'm told it was barely lit in this place. Well, obviously, if you're going to, I'm not knocking on pregnant women or women with stretch marks. No. I'm just saying that's what you would get if you went to Bottoms Up. It got completely demolished. That was that gentleman's club was there for like about between 40 and 45 years. Rest in peace, Bottoms Up.
No, I'm probably saying they're probably you probably get a bunch of groups with fetishes.
Hold on. Yeah, well, yeah, but you know what? You would be there. You would be there too. Anyways, Hams, the blend of blue clear water and bear piss because of the bear. Hams bear. See, I miss the days of the light above Richard. Bill K. Favorite Bill. I miss the days when he would only show half of his face, which would basically be the eyebrows on up. Jay Marshall, I have that album. Of course, you have that Al Demolia record. Why am I not surprised? Gross. I know. I'm sorry. I'm not the one that comes up with this stuff. This is true story. You know what? With my luck, they probably did. And I bet you, once in a blue moon, they had it's called interspecies erotic. Good boy. I never said this was a kids show ever. Wait. I thought the pregnant strippers were a specialty. I paid extra on Prego night. Could you imagine? Oh God, maybe I wouldn't want to imagine. They're doing their thing. They're stripping, doing their thing to a very uncomfortable song. Like for example, after Nights in White Satin, where all the guy does is just talk. They're trying to do her thing. Next thing you know, water breaks. Right there.
Oh.
Or during the David Soul song, she's having my baby. Either way.
Oh, God.
Taboli is on fire. Don't put the light on. Richard would go up in flames like, oh boy. She's having my bit. It's like big.
That's all I can, isn't it?
And then here's the added bonus. Because she's not in the moment at the moment. She slips on it. Oh no. Because she's got the heels. She's got the heels. You see.
My vocal teacher is pregnant. She's doing more. I was worried she was going to have a baby during my lesson today.
Richard?
What a lovely way of saying how much you love me.
Breast milk ice cream is all the rage, Richard. Why don't you go get a gallon? So, hey, Toby has not made her damn appearance yet. I do not know where Toby is. Toby, come out here for your required cameo appearance. There was a place near me called This Is Tit. That's the name of the place. It was all women over 55. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not anything wrong with that.
You think it's butter, but it's not.
Oh, God.
All right.
You want to tell you my stripper story?
Oh, please do, Chris Hill. Please do.
Oh, my God.
Please
There's
do.
This girl too.
How long? You
there was this girl.
Wait, you got to paint the scene. How long ago was this?
Oh, this has probably been 20 years ago or more.
Proceed.
There's this place in town called the Pink Panther Club. It's a very bad bar.
Richard, don't interrupt.
Very
Pink
bad
Panther
place
Club?
to hang out. Pink Panther. And we call it the Ballback Club. There's a good reason for it, too.
Oh, God.
Anyhow, this girl named Elvira, she was sitting on my lap. She took off my glasses, put them down on her crotch, and then took the glasses out of her crotch and put them back on my face, and they were all greased up.
This is your dramatization. Hang on a minute. Come here, big boy.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they were all greased up.
I didn't need to see that.
How about the Prego strippers pole dancing to Al Diamola's Race with the Devil in Spanish? Frank Zappa's Joe's Garage, Packard Goose guitar solo. That's right.
Oh.
Yep. Michigan for foot's sake. Fish frames. Twinkle, twinkle, Uncle Floyd. Hi, Paul. Gross. I'm sorry. What am I supposed to tell you? These are true. These are true stripper stories, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? Now we go from true stripper stories to to another edition of Disaster Piece Theater. That's right. We take a couple of excerpts again from Mr. Strangeglove, the Peter Sellers biography from Ed Sickoff. And we've got a George story and a Ringo story. How about that? How about that, gang?
Yeah.
Would you like that, boys and girls? Huh? All right.
A Paul story.
No, there's no Paul story. Well, maybe there is a little bit in the other one. So, okay. What the heck? All right. Well, that's interesting. What the hell? All right. Sorry, I just tripped on another page I didn't know about. Actually, we're gonna read a couple pages. So this goes back to the Magic Christian film, okay, where of course Ringo is, stars in it, and if you want it, here it is, come and get it. Cameos abound in the Magic Christian. Spike Milligan turns up as a traffic warden. He gives Guy Grand's black Mercedes limo a parking ticket, only to be told by Grand that if he eats the ticket, he'll get £500. So he eats it. Michael Sellers, Peter Sellers' kid, appears as a teenage hippie. Wilfred Hyde White plays the ship's captain. The Magic Christian is the name of the ocean liner. Christopher Lee is the ship's vampire. Roman Polanski sits alone at the ship's bar. A large diamond-brooched blonde approaches him and asks, "Would you like to buy a girl a drink?" Through the haze of Polanski's cigarette, she begins to sing Mad About the Boy, parades theatrically around the room, and pulls her wig off to reveal the head of Yul Brynner. Everyone adjourns to the engine room when they find 70 bare-breasted women rowing the ship forward. Their slave mistress, Raquel Welch. She's the priestess of the whip. In, out, in, out, in, out. Raquel cries. King Kong then kills Wilfred Hyde White. Terry Southern, who helped to write Magic Christian, wanted Stanley Kubrick to appear in a cameo too, but as McGrath notes, Stanley was just never available. Peter himself performs an eerie sort of cameo in the Magic Christian. He plays the part of a nun. You just see this nun occasionally in the back of the train with a demented smile on her face. The good sister shoots photos during the strobe light sequence. That's Peter. He had the nun outfit on, and he called up and said, "Joe, quick, come to the dressing room." Of course, I rushed up there, and I thought there was something wrong with him. He had the wimple on and said, "Who am I?" And he goes, "You're Peg." Peg was Peter's mother. And he goes, "Yes, I'm Peg. I looked exactly like her." The last scene in the movie is a shit vat where everybody goes into the shit for money. Terry and I insisted that we did this in the States under the Statue of Liberty. So the cast and crew finished up in London, prepared to go to New York to film rich people wallowing for dollars in a tank full of feces. We were having this rap party in London, Gail Gerber looks back. There were about 30 of us at a giant round table. Peter was dating Miranda Quarry at the time, and we're on to coffee, and well, you know how a hushed silence can fall. Well, it fell, and my voice rang out saying that I had never had an ocean voyage. Peter picked up on it immediately and said, "Yes, we must take the QE2 to New York. Don't you think, Miranda?" It was not an idle question. At the time, Lord Mancroft, which was Miranda's stepfather, was a director of the Cunard Line, of which the Queen Elizabeth II was the flagship. Luxury transatlantic passage was swiftly arranged. We all got a free trip, said McGrath. Gail Gerber recites the passenger list on the QE2. There was Peter and Miranda, a BBC crew following them, and the producer and his wife, and Derek Taylor because of Ringo and his wife and 5 children and nanny, and Ringo and Maureen. And it was 1 or 2 kids and a nanny and Terry and me. Alan Klein was on the ship as well. Boo hiss boo. What the hell was he doing there? McGrath adds. John Lennon was supposed to come with us, but he got turned back at Southampton because of the visa thing. He'd come down from London with us. In fact, we'd all gone down in the big Mercedes limo we used in the film. Derek Taylor was the Beatles' friend and press agent. Maureen was Ringo's wife. Alan Klein was in the process of becoming the Beatles' manager, a relationship that soon soured and ended in protracted litigation. John Lennon was denied a visa by the U.S. Embassy in London because of the arresting conviction for marijuana in October 1968. And then we have, throughout 1969, as the Beatles' personal behavior toward one another deteriorated, Paul was getting bossier. John wanted the group to break up. George resented Paul telling him how to play the guitar. Ringo was very nice. They recorded an anthem not of mere tolerance, but of a mere genuine acceptance, touched as it was with resignation. Let It Be, they sang. Some of their recording sessions, not only for Let It Be, but other songs as well, along with a rooftop concert, were filmed for inclusion in the film. Now remember, this book is about 12, 13 years old, so Get Back hasn't come out yet. Okay, so Peter turns up in a scene that wasn't used in Let It Be's final cut. Now, if you saw the Get Back movie on Disney, or you have the DVD Blu-ray, Peter Sellers does actually show up in that finally. And he goes, but for obvious reasons, the band is sitting on couches taking a break when their good friend Pete shows up and pleasantly offers them some knockout grass. It's a facetious conversation punctuated by a lot of merry laughter, but it still doesn't seem terribly far off the mark in terms of Peter's habits at the time, not to mention the Beatles' own drug use. Alas, the deal doesn't go down. Paul claims he stopped smoking pot. To be precise, Paul claims that a fictitious biographer had claimed that he has stopped smoking pot. Peter expresses great disappointment at the news, especially, he says, because he so fondly recalled the fantastic weed they once shared. As the dejected Peter makes his exit, Paul pushes things a little too far by advising Peter not to leave any syringes on the floor of the studio on his way out. Paul explains he's worried about the band's notoriety since John Lennon's '68 drug bust. Cut to a close-up of Lennon sitting apart from the others. John is noticeably displeased at Paul's little joke. And then we go to the mid-'70s for this part. In fact, I think it's like September '75, if I got this right. Peter hosted a party at his rented pad in Beverly Hills. Cary Grant showed up. So did Bill Wyman and Ron Wood of the Stones, Keith Moon and David Bowie. The party turned into an impromptu jam session with Peter doing his bit on drums. Bowie played the sax. Earlier that year, Keith Moon had invited Peter and Graham Chapman of Monty Python to his Beverly Glen home, where the three Brits amused themselves with reenactments of old Goon Show sketches. In October of that year, Keith Moon took a short break from the beginning of his year-long tour with The Who and booked a room at the Londonderry Hotel on Park Lane, in which he threw a rambunctious party for a group of select friends, including Peter, Ringo, and Harry Nilsson. The party got out of hand when a sizable chunk of plaster suddenly blasted into the adjacent room. According to Keith Moon, he was just trying to show Peter Sellers how to open a bottle of champagne without touching the cork. It involves banging it against the wall. That's right. And that's today's Disaster Piece Theater. I'm telling you, Peter was a character. Yes, he was.
Yep.
Oh, man. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? I know I'm behind on all my little comments here. I see, unfortunately, we lost.
I guess which one?
Yes, Father, tell us about a story about government cheese. We want an Iggy Pop story. Is he reading this out of Penthouse Forum? You know, you just wait. I could find one of those. Hello, Paul and others. Hi, Lisa. Hi, other. Randall, 69, dude. Chico and the man took a little nap. All right. Now, ouch. We see you're still here, Richard. Okay. So.
What?
We get to the other portion of the show. I have a foreplay, and I said foreplay, of Beatles solo session spotlights. That's right. We're going to start out here, June 1989. And I present to you all Buck Owens with Ringo Starr doing the duet of Act Naturally.
Buck Owens sounded really good there.
From June '89, Buck Owens and Ringo Starr doing the duet of Act Naturally. That's right. The man from Bakersfield. I knew somebody that grew up with Buck Owens' son because they lived in Bakersfield back, I don't know, 50s, 60s, whatever the hell it was. Her name was Susan. I can say that because unfortunately she's passed away. Susan was also the one that she ended up for, like this was like in the 80s. She ended up working as a nurse in a psychiatric hospital that had Jim Gordon from Derek and the Dominoes. That's where I got the story from about Jim picking up the drumsticks one last time in the 80s to do a thing benefit for the hospital or some crap. Needless to say, she said that Buck's kid was an ass. He was an entitled asshole. That was her words, not mine. Buck Owens originally made Act Naturally back in '63, and then the Beatles, of course, did the song '65 way before that collab. That's right. That is absolutely right. We go, let's see, my friend that I grew up with moved to Bakersfield. Yes. Yeah, she lived there, I think, for like half her life in Bakersfield. My friend Susan, she's been gone now, unfortunately, for a couple of years. I think she passed away right around the Thanksgiving time, like say, I think about 2 years back. She was a free spirit, I'll tell you. I worked with her for a few years. I liked her. Anyways, So we go from a Ringo moment to a George moment. This one here from October 1996. So Carl Perkins had a very interesting album called Go Cat Go. And I present to you with George on slide guitar and Jim Capaldi from Traffic on drums. Distance makes no difference with love.
Oh yeah, I can tell right away that slide was George.
While I'm over there,
Why did you guys find the Buck Owens kid?
over here,
Oh, was it around the same time frame? I remember his Felix's wife Gail Collins, if I remember right, was the one that got him. I'm like, geez.
'cause distance makes no difference, girl, with love. Or that same bedroom that shines on you, it's the same shining on me too. And distance makes no difference, girl, with love. So let's dream, dream. Life is not what it seems. You're the girl.
Yeah. Isn't that something? Yeah.
So distant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's it love for Carl Perkins. Looks like the best of the slide guitar.
For the love is made for you and I. It surrounds the world, goes beyond the sky. So distance makes no difference.
Toby.
For I am yours and you are mine. And this will be till the end of time. And distance makes no difference with love. So let's dream.
Oh, there's Toby. Hi, Toby.
Life is
Hi, Toby.
what it seems. You're the girl and
I just thought, so you said like Toby singing about making Toby plushies.
so distance makes no difference. Love. Distance makes no difference. It makes no difference.
I agree with that. A lot of people do quite good. I like I agree with that. A lot of people thought George was boring. I love George. He's my second favorite Beatle.
Mine keep rotating between John and George being my favorite. I have to be like in the mood. I mean, this next one, same album, same album. So this one was released October 1996. This one is a Paul one. This is Carl Perkins with Paul McCartney. Paul on piano, guitar, and drums for My Old Friend. Yes.
On the Isle of Montserrat, no, I never shall forget.
Oh, I like this video.
Just a country boy, a guitar, and a song. You invited me in, and you've treated me like kin, and you've given me a reason to go home. My old friend, thanks for inviting me in. My old friend, may this goodbye never mean the end. And if we never meet again this side of life, in a little while over yonder, where is peace and quiet, my old friend, won't you think about me every now and then? If I told you how I feel, oh, it wouldn't sound so real. Those emotions, they are just now setting in. But it sure is great to know that wherever we may go,
Oh,
we can always.
you know what? They touched my heart since I was probably 10. That's when in the late 70s. And them and the Monkees are my favorite. They'll always will be. They make me happy, both groups.
My old friend, may this goodbye never mean the end. And if we'll never meet again this side of life,
I'm not sure, but I didn't want to take a chance on that.
in a little while over yonder, where is peace
They
and
also do a song on Tug of War called Get It.
my old
So they've been stuff on and off for quite a while, I
Won't
guess.
you think about me every now and then?
Yeah, I could see that. How you doing, Dustin?
I would have loved if Paul would have been a little vocal here.
Think about me every now and then, my old friend. Why don't you come up, bud? I haven't seen you in a while either, Dusty. You need some Motorhead and Saxon for Randy. Denim and leather. So that was also, like I said, on Go Cat Go from Carl Perkins. I don't know if that ever got re-released. I'm guessing it's out of print. It was a small label that ended up putting all that out. So then we get to the fourth song in the solo session spotlight, Foreplay. This one here from August of 96. A lot of 90s stuff this time around in this one mostly. So you've got Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Yeah, you got Tom Petty. So you got Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Ringo's on drums. And Carl Wilson sings background vocals. So you've got Petty, a Beatle, and a Beach Boy on Hung Up and Overdue off the soundtrack for She's the One. From the She's the One soundtrack, August 1996. Hung Up and Overdue. I know a few people like that. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Stop
I have.
dragging my car around.
Wow. I have. I'm opening with Petty on Friday.
Yeah, what song?
Listen to her heart.
Okay. I played earlier Cow Cells from the Cocaine Drain album from '78, but I thought maybe I would play a little something from '67 live. Mm-hmm. They do a really good version of this. They really do. Mm.
They did Paperback Writer?
All right, that's enough of that. Uh-oh. All right. We got one last
Could you make
song.
one about Phil Collins, please? Whoever you are.
I got one. I'm sorry. This is just making me laugh. I'm sorry. That's
that was a good
whoever that
one.
is. Whoever that is wins. Okay. I just.
Like I was saying, Chris, believe it or not, I've never heard the Buckingham Nicks album.
I've heard a couple songs. I'm not a real big fan of it. Just saying. I had a copy of it a long time ago, and I sold it like a few years back. All right. We got one last song in the queue. Yes, it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, I played Fashion. Well, today I thought I'd close it out with another good one from that same album. Yes. So let's all sing along to the continued adventures of Major Tom. Right from the album Scary Monsters and Super Creeps, 1980, Ashes to Ashes, with musical guest Roy Bittan, who of course was in the E Street Band with Springsteen, and Andy Clark, who worked in Bebop Deluxe with Bill Nelson. Yes. All kinds of fun there. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been great sports today. We are at almost an hour and 40 minutes. I do not know about tomorrow. We will see. I never promise. We just do the best we can with what we got. Appreciate Richard coming up here and telling us his little drunken New Year's Eve story. Chris Hill, when he could be here, in and out. I did say in and out. Yes. I don't know. That's awesome. I was listening to Bebop Deluxe earlier. Okay. Yeah, you just listen. Like I said, this is the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, make myself big. This is the reason why this show is. I mean, it's a fun show, but it's a little important because we play all kinds of shit here. You don't even know what you're going to hear. You heard speed metal. You heard jazz fusion. You heard David Bowie. You heard Cow Cells, for God's sakes. What the hell other channel in the YouTube vinyl community is going to do that? Nobody. That's the reason why. That's why. Please please subscribe to Psycho Splatters. I hear Toby meowing. I don't know where the hell she's at.
Richard the Music Maniac.
Yeah, you too. Richard the Music Maniac can have that on there too. And
anybody wants to subscribe. I'm only 5 away from 1,100, so.
Well, look at you.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm only 5 away from 1,100. So anybody who wants to subscribe,
Hey, so where in Pennsylvania, August 15th, are you going to be doing karaoke with your guitar friend?
It's not karaoke.
All right, and when the hell
is show.
All right, in Pennsylvania, where are you going to be at for you Pennsylvania people?
Gibsonia, PA. Steamworks Creative. I started 7:30.
All right. Nobody can say I don't try to. Oops, sorry. Nobody wants to see that ugly face. Nobody wants to. Yes, Potsy's going to sing next. He'll duet with you. He'll sing the Body song from the Happy Days. If you guys remember that episode. Right. You know what? Who did I insult? I'm trying to remember who I insulted here. I insult myself a lot, so it don't really matter. All right. You know what? That's right. It's time to see a fat old bearded man chew up a really damaged, crusty Beach Boys 45. Good night, everybody. Drive home safe. Remember to tip your way.
Psycho's Platters is a Love Peace production.